Hey guys, it's story time with Miss Thompson. I hope you've had a great Thursday. Did you check the special surprise link that I sent you earlier today? Did you make that special surprise? I hope so. If not, you still have time till Sunday, okay? So let's get started with story time for tonight. This week we're reading Junie B. Jones is Capt.Field Day. And we are on chapter 6, and we'll read chapter 7 tonight, too. Chapter 6 is titled, Losing. Do you remember what happened yesterday? That's right. They started their first event in field day, didn't they? And what happened? Yeah, Junie B. Jones, what fell off? Her shoe. And then what happened to the race? Oh no, they lost the race, didn't they? So let's see what happens today. I don't have a good feeling with the title, Losing. Let's see. Room 9 was not a good sport to me. They kept saying it was my fault we lost the race. I stamped my foot at those people. No, it is not my fault, I said back to them. My shoe flied off. And so what am I supposed to do? Run in my sock foot? Meanie Jim got close to my face. Yes, you loony bird, he yelled. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. You were supposed to run in your sock foot. I thought very hard about that. Well, what do you know? I said kind of quiet. It looks like Capt.Field Day has learned a little something here. Room 9 did a groan. I backed away from them real careful, or else they might tackle me, possibly. I backed all the way to Mrs. They're mad at me, I said. They're mad because I lost the race. Mrs. ruffled my hair. It's not your fault, Junie B., she said. Your shoe came off by accident. And besides, field day is not about who wins or loses. Field day is about having fun. I hanged my head down. Yeah, only what's so fun about losing? That's what I would like to know, I said. Just then, Mrs. made announcement. Boys and girls, I don't want to hear one more word about winners and losers, okay? Field day is a day to run around in the fresh air and enjoy the sunshine. We came out here to have fun and get some exercise. And we're not going to care one little bit about who wins or loses. As soon as Mrs. walked away, Newt Thelma skipped up next to me. Room 8 is winning, she said real squealy. Room 8 is beating Room 9 1-0. I made a mad face at her. Yeah, only didn't you hear my teacher, Thelma? I said. Room 9 doesn't even care who wins and loses. Room 9 just came out here to run in the air, so ha, ha, ha on you. Yeah, said Ricardo. Yeah, said Jamal Hall. Yeah, said Lenny. Then all of those people gave me a high five, because I made a good point, apparently. Pretty soon, the room 8 teacher blew her whistle again. The next event will be the softball throw, she said. Unlike the relay race, the contest is not going to be a team event. The softball throw is for anyone who wants to join in. If you'd like to see how far you can throw the ball, please form a line and behind me. Polly Allen Puffer was the first one in line. I'm a good thrower, he said. I'm probably the best thrower in room 9, in fact. Lenny lined up next. I'm a good thrower, too, she said. Me, too, said Jamal Hall. Just then, Crybaby William pulled on my cape, because he wanted to whisper again, that's why. I'm not good at this event either, he said real quiet. I don't have to do it, right, Captain? I don't have to throw the ball? I put my arm around his shoulder. No, you don't, I said. You don't have to worry about this at all, William. Polly Allen Puffer is going to win this thing in a breeze for us. Just then, a boy from room 8 jumped in line. Newt Thelma did a loud squeal. Ooh, it's Strong Frankie. Strong Frankie is the strongest boy in kindergarten, she said, very thrilled. All of us looked at him. Strong Frankie made a big arm muscle. It was largish and roundish. New Thelma cheered and cheered. "Go strong Frankie, go strong Frankie, go strong Frankie," she hollered. I tapped on her. "You are getting on my nerves, madam," I said. New Thelma giggled in my face. "The girl is a nitwit, I tell you." Just then, Mrs. clapped her hands together. "Okay, everyone, we're ready to begin. The first person to throw the softball will be Polly Allen Puffer from room 9. We only have time to give everyone one try, so do your best, okay?" Polly Allen Puffer did a big grin. "I only need one try," he said. "I have been throwing softballs my whole life." After that, he picked up the ball from the ground, and he winded it up with all his might. Then, bam! He threw the ball as hard as he could. Only too bad for room 9, because he didn't actually aim that good, and the ball went straight down into the playground. It made a round hole in the dirt. Room 9 stared and stared at that thing. "Bummer," I said. "Bummer," said Meanie Jim. "Bummer," said Charlotte. Polly Allen Puffer jumped up and down, real upset. "I need another try, I need another try. Please, teacher, please, please," he said. But Mrs. gave him a pat on the back, and she moved him out of line. I walked over to my bestest friend named Grace. "He blew it," I said, very disappointed. "Polly Allen Puffer blew it for our team." "Yes," said that Grace, "just like when you blew the relay race, Junie B." I made squinty eyes at that girl. "Thank you, Grace. Thank you for reminding me," I said. "You're welcome," she said back. That Grace does not understand sarcastic, apparently. After that, lots of other boys and girls in our class threw the softball, too. Roger threw the farthest in room 9. The ball went all the way to the fence. Room 9 shouted his name real thrilled. "Roger! Roger! Roger!" The next person to throw was Strong Frankie. He picked up a softball from the basket. Then he rolled and rolled it all around in his hands, and he threw that thing with all his muscles. I did a gasp, because the ball flied all the way over the fence, and we never even saw it again. Room 8 screamed and shouted and skipped and danced. Also, they hopped and jumped and twirled. Room 9 slumped our shoulders, very depressed. Because guess why? Losing does not feel joyful. That's the end of chapter 6. Next is chapter 7, Skunked. What do you think it means, skunked? Maybe. Do you think it's talking about the animal, the skunk? I don't know. Let's see if they explain to us what it means, skunked, in this chapter. Chapter 7, Skunked. The skipping race came next. Room 9 chose our fastest skippers. Their names were Charlotte, Jamal Hall, that Grace, Lenny, and Meanie Jim. Those people can skip like lightning, I tell you. I made up a cheer for them. Its name was Go Skippers. Here are the words to it. Go Skippers, go Skippers, go Skippers, go Skippers. I cheered real loud in front of room 8, because I really thought we would win this one. Only, what do you know? We didn't. Some of our skippers cried a little bit. "We got skunked," said Lenny, very sniffling. "Skunked means our score is a goose egg," said Jamal Hall. "A goose egg is a big fat 0, said that Grace. "A big fat 0 is when you're stinking up the place," said Meanie Jim, very glum. Mrs. did not like that kind of talk. Hey, that's enough of that," she said. "I'm proud of all of you. You did your best, and that's all anyone can ask. Right, Junie B?" "Yes," I said. "Plus, also a win would be nice." I sat down. Mrs. looked at me a real long time. "The tug of war is the next event," she said, finally. "How about another cheer from our team captain to get us charged up?" No, thank you, I said. I already did a cheer for the skipping team, and look where that got us. Mrs. made squinty eyes at me. Try, she said. I stood up. Raw, I said. Thank you, said Mrs. I sat back down. All of us lined up for the tug-of-war. Room 8 held on to one side of a rope, and Room 9 held on to the other side. Mrs. tied a bow right in the middle of it. Then she drew a line on the ground in front of each team. Okay, people, she said. Whichever team pulls the bow over their own line is the winner. Is everyone ready? Yes, 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 shouted Room 8. Room 9 just looked at her. William was behind me. I'm not that good at the tug-of-war, Junie B., he whispered. I never even did the tug-of-war before. Join the club, Bud, I grumped. After that, the Room 8 teacher blew her whistle, and both of our teams started to pull. Room 9 pulled and pulled with all our strengths. People, we're doing it, I shouted, very shocked. We pulled some more. Then all of a sudden we heard a loud holler. It was Strong Frankie. He yanked the rope as hard as he could. Then Lenny and Ricardo fell down in the grass, and the bow went over the line. Room 8 went crazy and happy. They were loud and laughing. Room 9 walked to the water fountain, very sad. Then we sat down next to the building, and we didn't talk for a real long time. Finally, Mrs. came and got us. Come on, boys and girls. There's just one more event to go, she said. She took us to the pull-up bar. The Room 8 teacher smiled real big. All right, everybody. It's time for the pull-up contest, she said. Polly Allen Puffer stared at her. Big whoop, he said. Then the Room 8 teacher tattled on him, and Polly Allen Puffer had to sit by himself for a time out. Mrs. was not happy with us. Okay, children, I understand that you're not in a good mood, but one of the things we learn in field day is to never give up. Room 9 is not a bunch of quitters, are we, Junie B.? I looked at Room 9's faces. Pretty much, I said. Mrs. threw her hands in the air. Okay, that's it. I'm not going to take no for an answer. There must be someone in Room 9 who has the spirit to keep trying. Which one of you children has the courage not to give up? Huh? How about you, Jamal? Will you try to do a pull-up for the team, she asked. Jamal Hall pulled his shirt up over his face. No one could see him. I believe that's a no, I said. Mrs. looked around some more. Grace, she said, how about you? Will you try to do a pull-up for us? No, I can't, she said. I really can't. I'm only strong in my feet. I'm not, yelled a loud voice. I'm strong all over my whole body. Room 9 turned around. It was Strong Frankie again. He made another arm muscle at us. I stamped my foot at that guy. Stop doing that, Frankie, I hollered. Stop tooting your own horn, 'cause that is not even polite. And anyway, Room 9 has strong people, too. We have people who can do a jillion pull-ups, in fact. So there, ha! Strong Frankie crossed his muscle arms. Like who? He asked. I put my hands on my hips. Like lots of people, that's who. Like, just then a boy from Room 9 raised his hand a teeny bit. Like me, he said. Then he walked up to the pull-up bar, and he stood there all by himself. I did a gasp. Then the other children did gasps too. 'Cause what do you know? Who do you think it is? It was William. All right, guys, Chapter 8 tomorrow is titled William. I hope you have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.